Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 3 is a continuation of what happens from issue number 2. Uh, Last we left, our boys had taken out the Mousers, and now they're in the dark, and they gotta figure out what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna show you the cover. There we go. And the back, and all together. Get it back up a little bit. I'm noticing I'm cutting it out, so make sure you get all of it in. I'm going to start with the Turtle Tracks again. Third issue Teenage Mutant Turtles was a pivotal in the development of both the book and of Mirage Studios. In the book, the Turtles met April and left the storm drains to live in the world above. They also lost their master Splinter, beginning a storyline which would last for 4 more issues and would end with the revelation of the secret behind the Turtles' origin. For Mirage Studios, it was time of changes also. Our then printer who shall... Oh, we already went over this. Yeah, they went over this in the last Turtle Tracks. I'm not going to bore you with this again. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the Turtles now are crawling through the sewers and on their way to get out. They are with April at this point. I don't think they know. She hasn't revealed her last name as of yet. But they're still with April, and they end up coming out of the sewer. It talks about what happened in the last issue. Oh yeah, she's talking about Baxter. She's like, once the police find out about Baxter, it's all gonna be over for him. But they're gonna have to ask her questions, and you guys are gonna have to go in hiding. So y'all should come hang out with me because y'all shit got fucked up because they go home to look for Master Splinter. To lo and behold, find out he's gone in this whole mess. Raph is really tore up about it, but that's because he's highly emotional. So they smash the Mousers that are left, and eventually Leonardo quells what's going on and starts dishing out orders and gets them to start doing some stuff. Gets Mikey to gather up all their important stuff, and Raphael and Michelangelo to help, while Donatello was keeping an eye out for the cops because they're afraid the cops are going to get them too because of, Baxter's shenanigans and whatnot. Even though they don't know what they're looking for, they just know there's a bunch of Mousers in the sewers, so they're going to obviously go looking for the Mousers, and they're going to run into the fucking turtles. Raphael loses his shit. He goes looking for Splinter, because that's what he does. Because he's highly emotional. He tries to find him, and he can't find him. The brothers then go looking for Raphael, eventually find him, and he apologizes to the guys, and they decide that they need to call April, because April went home. She left them. So they call April. April goes to meet up with them in her van. So they meet up in Hudson Street. So the boys jump in, and this is where things get kind of crazy, because as soon as they jump in, they explain what happens to April, because she's kind of in the dark because she left them to go home. She goes home. The next thing they know, she gets a phone call from them. So once they're in the van, they tell her that Splinter's been captured and there's blood and Mousers everywhere, and so she's all upset and crying. Then all of a sudden, the fucking fuzz is on their case because a vehicle matching the description of theirs happens to be in the area from a robbery that took place 20 minutes ago. And of course, the turtles are in there. So now the police are after the fucking turtles, which is gonna cause problems because that's what they do. Uh, but the turtles are gonna fix it. Leonardo starts barking out orders. Mikey, grab the license plate off the back of the van. For lucky, they haven't taken down the numbers yet. So Mikey just casually busts out, takes the license plate, and the police are like, "What the fuck? What was that?" They continue on their pursuit, dodging and evading traffic. April makes some questionable moves that end up getting the van all like taking injury. Eventually, they evade those cops and they run into more, only ultimately to end up in a looks like they're in a park. So they're driving through a park now. So they're trying to get through, trying to watch out for pedestrians. They almost kill a couple. It's very irresponsible. April eventually gets wise to this and is just like, "Yo, we've almost killed a bunch of people, man. Is there something we can do?" I mean, although she is the one driving, yeah, lots of wreckage is going on. I feel bad for this couple right here because, like, look at that. They jump off a bridge. They're just enjoying their day. All of a sudden, the turtles came out of nowhere. So that'll happen. This is a cool page. Just that whole mess of a car smashing into a building and debris everywhere. Oh yes, so April, yeah, I guess just she said, yeah, he was like, "Oh, Leah, this is awful. Three cars wrecked and people hurt. I don't think they're hurt that seriously, April. And remember, they started chasing us and we didn't do anything wrong. Well, I guess you're right, but we've got to stop it somehow. I mean, Jesus, yeah, he's right or she's right. Like we've got to stop doing this because people are getting hurt. But eventually, they end up running into the original vehicle that should be being chased, the robbers, in their van. So silly. So they end up getting the fuzz off of their trail by getting that van caught by pushing, like by doing road maneuvers. Yeah, they basically ram into the van and like knock it off, and it flips over. Yeah, and every single cop's right there, ready and willing to just shoot them all up, but they don't because this was a different time apparently. At least in the fantasy world. So they end up making it back to April's place. April shows them around the new digs, and April talks about losing her father to what did she say he had? What happened to him? He had a stroke. He had a stroke 6 months ago, so he's now living in a nursing home. So she said that the turtles can stay with her in the meantime. So they all start looking around and sitting down and doing their thing. And April asks if they need anything. Of course, I'm pretty sure it's Mikey. It's not clearly obvious. You can't see their weapons, so it's hard to tell which one it is sometimes. I'm pretty sure it's Mikey that asks for a beer. He is definitely known to be a bit of an alcoholic in the Mirage run. But they're so tuckered out from all the shenanigans and being up for so long, they just fucking pass out. So April tucks them in, and she goes to bed herself. And that's the end of their story. And then we go to the epilogue, which explains what happened to Master Splinter. So Master Splinter is just chilling at the lair, and all of a sudden Mousers just start coming after him. So he starts defending his life like he should, and that's gonna be very scary. You're like, as a giant mutated rat, a robot that's built to destroy you, and there's multiple of them. I think he fights 4 of them at once. Yeah, there's 4 of them. One of them takes a chunk out of him, so barely makes it out. And then more show up, and he starts having to run through the sewers to escape. Eventually, they shut down. Luckily, but he's like mortally wounded, and he's like crawling out of the sewer system trying to find help, and he runs into TCRI, which, unbeknownst to most people at this time when this came out, that would become the company that created the mutagen that created them. They didn't know this at the time. So these TCRI agents first they want to kill Splinter, because until he speaks, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we should take him back to our lab. And that's where they take him back to the lab. Master Splinter awakes, and he's confused. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I've been captured, but wait, no, there's no chains or shackles. What gives? So he starts wandering around the halls, and this is when you first see the Utroms. For those of you that don't know, the Utroms are a race of aliens from Dimension X. They are what Krang is. So that's cool. That's a great way to end it. And of course, there's more ads for the other issues of Mirage Studio stuff during that time. And then a little short called Rockola. And then something called Complete Carnage and Radical. It's a short story by Kevin Eastman and Jim Lawson, which Jim Lawson makes some really cool art. I like the stuff that he's done. He's worked on. But yeah, this is Kevin Eastman and lettering by Steve Levine. But this is also where you see Casey for the first time, which is great. Shows it right there. And it's him and Raph hanging out, which they're thick as thieves. They're like best buds in this series. So they're hanging out, sparring about, doing their thing, and then they decide to go to a place to throw around a shuriken. And that's when they go into an uninhabited building, and they run into a evil villain, none other than, what was it? Complete Carnage, that's right. His name's Complete Carnage, this dude right here. With Mr. Carnage is being pursued by a superhero named, what was her name? Radical, that's right. So Radical shows up, fucks him up, and then leaves. And then they're just like, what the fuck was that about? Maybe they'll be back. Probably not. And it's just her yeeting him into the Arctic to hang out with the penguins. And then these two idiots just going about their way, and it's like, hey, he references Chuck Norris. They're like sparring and shit like that. They're throwing the shuriken. This is so funny. And then we have this cool pin-up page in the back by B. Schumann, 1986. One thing I didn't say at all there in this video is I don't know what printing this is. I'm not going to say it's a first printing because it does not explicitly said, but at the same time, I really don't fucking know. It doesn't say it in here like the other ones have. So yeah, that's been this issue. Thank you for watching. I will catch you next time. Peace.